In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to focus stack in Photoshop. So you can see here we have a peg and it's taken quite close up, which means it's very hard to get a good depth of field on it because we want to put this peg into this scene here. But obviously if we were to take this peg as it stands, you can see how it goes out of focus towards the back, which wouldn't actually match the scene. So what we have to do is we have to create what's called a focus stack. Now this means we take many different photographs at different points along the object that we want to appear really sharp. So as you can see, with this peg, I've got about 20 shots here, or a few less, about 10 shots, sorry. And I've taken, every time I've taken a shot, I've moved the focus point along that peg right to the end of it, right from the start right through to the beginning. All right. So what we're going to do is import that into Photoshop and use all of the sharp parts of this peg to create one sharp peg. All right. So in Photoshop, we go to File and Scripts and click on Load Files into Stack. Okay, this little drop-down menu appears and we want to click on Browse, and then we navigate our way to our folder with the images that we've for this particular stack. So these are the pictures of our pegs. All right, just close that. Now I'm going to need to select all of them. So click on the top one, hold down the shift, click on the bottom one, and then click open. You'll see the files appear here. I suggest you click on the attempt to automatically align source images. And we have to do this with this because as I photographed the peg, the type of lens meant that the peg moved within the frame as I changed the focus. So automatic align source images, and then we click OK. Okay, this won't take long. There we go. So we have all of our different points represented on the left here. Okay, now before we go any further, we have to select all of these layers. So if we click on the top one and then hold down shift and click on the bottom one, that means we've selected all of those layers. And now quite simply, we go to Edit and then down to Auto Blend Layers. Okay, and at this point, I will click OK. However, you will find that when you first open this, that seamless tones and colours and content-aware fill transparent areas will be selected. Now I've deselected them. I'm not sure if there's a problem with Adobe Photoshop 2018 and if they've sorted out the particular problem I'm thinking of in later editions, but in this edition, if I was to click seamless tones and colours, the peg goes really dark. All right, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. It means we possibly have a little bit more work to do later on, but it's nice and quick anyway. So I'm going to click OK, and then the Photoshop will get to work and it will work out where all those areas of focus are and join them all together. And there we have it. Now if I zoom in, you'll see there is some issues, and you'll find that it will look slightly different every single time that you do this. But you can see now that it's sharp from front to back. However, there is some areas, like here for instance, that certainly it hasn't worked so well. Now you could actually do this manually, so you could actually go through each and every image of this peg, create your own layer mask, and then cut away all the parts of the peg that aren't sharp and do it together that way. Or you could try and work out where these issues lie and try and correct them yourself through the layer masks. But that would be very, very difficult. But I'm going to proceed with this session with the peg as it is, because it will get the ball over the net. It will do what we want in terms of illusion. Just one final thing before we move on is, at the moment we've got lots and lots of different layers. So what I'm going to do is, on the keyboard I'm going to press Command, Alt, Shift and E, and that will give us a single layer that comprises all of those layers that we've just merged together underneath.